So the James Gunn fiasco. Like this is the weirdest thing to me. So you have James Gunn, of course, he tweets out,
Well, you know.
What, that was 2011?
2011,
Yeah, I
2012,
think.
something like that.
Yeah. Which he apologized for it, correct?
From what I've seen, it seems like they addressed this a couple years ago when Guardians 1 came out.
Yeah. So you have him apologize and they're totally fine with it. And now, a few years later, of course, you have the Me Too movement is out there and in the forefront and stuff
Thankfully.
like that. And then all of a sudden, Disney has a problem with it and they ended up canning him, which I totally get that he should not have said any of that. I mean,
No.
you just don't. When you're a public figure, you know better. But still, like, I'm still kind of on the fence about this whole firing thing. I feel like Disney already took care of it behind doors, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're not okay with your apology, so we're just going to move on from you.
It's a touchy thing because it's like, I'm pretty sure any reasonable person looks at the quote unquote jokes that he was making and they go, that's not good. Like, there's a couple things that you don't necessarily joke around about.
Mhm.
And I'm also kind of the mentality that almost anything can be joked about. Like, I think a lot of people nowadays, they get a little too butthurt too quick, and everybody wants to be offended, and everybody wants to
just
be,
just a little butt hurt.
it depends on the person too.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, for instance, I'm just a straight white guy. I can't talk about certain different subjects without not, having the right mindset behind it and everything. But if people make a straight white guy joke, I don't remember ever being offended by anything. And I know some people get offended over the slightest little things. Some people in this scenario, perfectly reasonable to be offended. So I get why there's an outcry about that kind of thing. But they did address this before. And don't we have kind of a right to apologize and to become better people and to move on to be forgiven a little bit? Like, if he made these jokes now, and this was, he went on some drunken Twitter tirade talking about, he was talking about like pedophilia.
Yeah.
If he's talking about that now, yeah, you fire him. There's no question about it. That's just like, all right, he didn't learn his lesson. He isn't improving as a person. We're cutting ties. But this was a bunch of years ago. Maybe he was in a really dark time around that time, and now he isn't, and he's grown as a person. And if we're not willing to give people a chance to be better, what's the point,
Yeah, exactly.
Then nobody can ever improve, and if you do one thing ever, you're a horrible person. What about everybody at some point has made some kind of an offhanded remark, some kind of off-color joke, whether they were an adult and they understood it, or it was in a public kind of venue, or they were sitting around with a bunch of their friends as teenagers. Everybody's made some kind of a joke that could be offensive to somebody. And if you wanted to get a little bit of a chance to redeem yourself, everybody else should have a chance to redeem themselves too. So I like that they're seeing some kind of a support from, like, Dave Bautista immediately was just like, I don't like this. I think that he should be rehired. And a lot of other people have been doing that too. I kind of side with them a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that there was a petition where over 100,000 people had already signed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of like, I mean, maybe you agree or disagree with me about this, but I get the feeling that Disney didn't release him of this because of them being offended. They did it just to save face.
Oh yeah, because back in 2011 when those first came out, that they had extensive discussions with him behind doors.
Oh yeah.
There's no reason why you wouldn't, just to be like, okay, so and asking this questions like, what's going on? Why are you saying this? What are you going to do about it? And they vetted him of that the first time around, and then it's just like, okay, it's back in the forefront now. Oh yeah, we're just going to move in another direction just because people out there aren't happy with it.
Mm-hmm. And it's
And
kind of a shame that somebody could lose their livelihood based off of a couple jokes that they already apologized for, that they were in a lot of ways already forgiven for. And I guess it's kind of the thing where it's like, once a cheater, always a cheater. Criminals can never be redeemed. People have that mentality and they just don't want to let it go. And it's more important to some people to be upset than it is to be right.
The second chance attitude in, well, I'd say just about everywhere is totally gone now. Like
Seems like it.
you screw up once and you're done.
Even in a lot of ways, the whole innocent before being proven guilty thing, that goes out the window too now. It's you get
Yeah.
accused of something and you're immediately guilty, and then you can't wash the stigma away.
Yeah. Just interesting to me. I mean, once again, I totally do not agree with what
Oh
he talked
yeah,
about,
by
but
all means.
at the same time, it's just a head scratcher why Disney did what they did.
Yeah, I mean this whole situation could have been avoided by him not being an idiot.
There you go. What did you think of the James Gunn firing? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, stay tuned to comicbookmovie.com for all the latest news, rumors, trailers, and more. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay notified on all of Comic Book Movie's latest videos.